A black mail-order bride. Look at her color, Thomas. She's black. That's all I need to know. Patricia Hriss clutches a photograph. Her son's fiancée, a young black woman from Chicago, met online. Patricia's lips curl in disgust. This black woman thought she could step onto our 340 acres. She rips the photograph in half. The sharp sound cracks through the quiet of her Georgia kitchen. We reject her for her color, because she's black. Because she doesn't belong. Patricia's husband nods solemnly. Her son stays silent, eyes down. The family decides. Patricia sits at her kitchen table, spreads out cream-colored stationery, the weight of authority in her hands. She begins to write to Melissa Foster. Dear Miss Foster, our family cannot accept someone of your color. Her pen glides with precision, each word final, absolute, each letter a knife, cutting opportunity and love. The family has rejected the black mail-order bride for her color. Patricia signs her name, folds the letter with care, seals the envelope with a smug satisfaction. She has no idea this letter will cost her everything. What happens next? She never saw it coming. Stay watching. Let's rewind 8 months. Melissa Foster teaches second grade on Chicago's South Side. 23 students. Crayon drawings taped to cinder block walls. A coffee mug reads, "Best teacher ever," perched on her cluttered desk. She's 29, single, tired of dating apps where men vanish after 3 messages, tired of first dates that fizzle. Her friend Keisha mentions a website, Correspondence Match. Commerce old-fashioned. You write real emails. Build connection before meeting. No swiping, no games, just words. Melissa creates her profile on a Sunday night in October. Honest. Elementary school teacher. Loves reading. Wants something real. Seeks someone who values patience and kindness. Thomas Hendricks messages her Wednesday morning. Profile simple. Farm equipment technician, Hartwell County, Georgia. Looking for someone real. His first message reads, "I'm not good at writing, but your smile looks kind. That matters to me." She writes back that evening. Email 2 arrives the next day. Thomas describes the farm. 340 acres his family has tended for 4 generations. The sunrise from the back porch, the quiet mornings, the peacefulness. Email 12 arrives in November. My grandmother always said the right person would find their way here eventually. I think that might be you, Melissa. They video call for the first time in December. He's nervous. She laughs at his awkward jokes. He asks about her students. She asks about his grandmother who passed 5 years ago. 2 hours pass in connection. Email 27 arrives on Christmas morning. I know this sounds crazy. We haven't met, but I feel like I've known you forever. By January, they call every night. By February, they plan visits. Email 41 arrives in March. I'm sending documents, Melissa. Trust papers, family stuff. Don't worry, you're already part of this family. FedEx boxes arrive at her Chicago apartment. 3 heavy official boxes stacked by her door. Legal language can wait. Love comes first. Email 49 arrives late April. Thomas sits on the back porch he's described so vividly. Sunset gold and pink behind him. He holds a small box. Melissa Foster, I know we haven't met yet, but I know my heart. Will you marry me? She says yes through tears. They take it slow. Serious, legal, real. Engagement documents filed in May. She in Cook County, Illinois. He in Hartwell County, Georgia. Official. Building a future. Planning to meet in June. She'll drive down, meet the family, see the farm, start their life together. On May 20th, Thomas emails. My mother wants to see a picture before you come down. Old-fashioned, likes to know who's joining. Melissa chooses carefully. Her favorite picture, smiling. Necklace Thomas sent for her birthday. Hair natural. Skin dark brown. She is happy. She sends the JPEG May 22nd. Thomas's response takes 5 days. Unusual. He always responds within hours. When the email finally arrives, 1 line. A complication. I need to call you. He never calls. Instead, June 10th, FedEx envelope. Return address. Patricia Hendress, Hartwell County, Georgia. Not Thomas, his mother. Melissa's hands tremble as she tears it open. Inside, the letter that changes everything, dated June 8th. 2 days after Melissa sent her photo. 48 hours between seeing her face and rejection. Patricia's handwriting, perfect, controlled, elegant loops. Cream-colored, expensive stationery, declaring, "Dear Miss Foster," not Melissa, not daughter-in-law, Miss Foster, distant, cold. "I regret to inform you that this engagement cannot proceed." Melissa's chest tightens. She sinks into her kitchen chair, eyes locked on the page, reading each word as if it were a strike. "My son was not forthcoming about certain incompatibilities." The phrase lands like a hammer. Our family has traditions and expectations that, frankly, you do not meet. The word incompatibilities presses into her mind. Heavy, deliberate. Thomas is young. He doesn't always grasp the complexities of family legacy, of preserving what generations built, of ensuring their land remains with those who understand its true value and heritage. Melissa reads that line 3 times. People who understand its true value and heritage. She's a second-grade teacher, 7 years teaching. She understands plenty. "We cannot welcome you into our home or our family. This is not personal. You understand? Just a matter of compatibility, ensuring the right fit." There it is. Particular circumstances. Right fit. Patricia never says black, never needs to. The code is clear. "I suggest you move forward with your life elsewhere. Chicago is a fine city. I'm sure you'll find suitable opportunities there. Do not attempt to contact Thomas further. Do not come to Georgia. This matter is closed. The engagement is terminated. Terminated like a business contract, like Melissa is a problem to be discarded." The signature flows confidently. "Sincerely, Patricia Hriss." A phone number sits at the bottom. Not for kindness, for intimidation, for proof that she means business. Melissa reads the letter again. Then again. Each word digs deeper. She's faced rejection before. Bad dates, job rejections. But this cuts differently. This isn't, "You're not qualified." This isn't, "We found someone else." This is, "You're not our kind." She grabs her phone, calls Thomas, voicemail, calls again, voicemail, sends a text. "I got your mother's letter. Not delivered." Again, "Thomas, please call me. Not delivered." 15 messages over 2 hours, none go through. He's blocked her. 8 months of daily conversation erased, as if she never existed. Melissa sits in her apartment as afternoon drifts to evening. Student artwork peers down, crayon drawings taped to cinder blocks. One shows her with rainbow hair. "You're the best." A Mother's Day card. "You're like a mom to us." Field trip photo. 23 smiling faces. She's built a life here, safe, stable, small. She almost gave it all up for a man whose mother wrote, "Do not come to Georgia." Melissa's chest tightens. Tears explode. Angry tears, humiliated tears, tears that taste of every time someone decided she wasn't enough for reasons she cannot change. She cries until her throat aches, her eyes burn, her chest empties. Then she rises, walks to the FedEx boxes, still unopened, sent by Thomas in March. Trust paperwork, family documents. "Don't worry about it now," he said. Now she worries. She opens the first box. Manila folders, legal seals, county stamps, official paperwork she doesn't fully understand. She spreads it across the kitchen table. Engagement documents, notarized signatures, property deeds, one folder labeled Ellen Foster Trust. Melissa freezes. Foster, her last name. No relation she knows to Thomas's family. She pulls the folder, opens it. Thick paper. Filed with Hartwell County, March 2019. Notarized, witnessed, official. She reads page 1, then page 2. On page 3, her breath catches. Upon engagement or marriage of Thomas Ricks to a woman bearing the surname Foster, said woman shall become the sole beneficiary and trustee of the property known as Hendricks Farm. Melissa's hands shake, not from crying this time. She reads again. 340 acres in Hartwell County, Georgia. All structures, assets, mineral rights. Her last name is Foster. She's engaged to Thomas Ricks. Engagement documents notarized, filed. According to this trust, she doesn't need Patricia's permission. She already owns the farm. Melissa reads the trust clause 5 times, 6, 7. Her hands tremble uncontrollably. She grabs her laptop, Googles, can engagement activate trust Georgia law? Results load, forums, legal blogs, estate planning websites. It's real. Engagement can trigger trust provisions if the document says so. This document says so. Next section. The trust was created by Ellen Foster, Thomas's grandmother. Filed March 15, 2019, 5 months before Ellen died. Handwritten note attached. Shaky writing. Ellen's final words. To my grandson Thomas, if you find a woman with my maiden name, marry her. It means something. It means she's meant to protect what I built. Your mother will try to take this land. Don't let her. The right woman will keep it safe. Melissa's breath catches. Ellen Foster was Ellen Hendricks after marriage, but Foster was her maiden name, the name she was born with, the same name Melissa was born with. Mrs. Ricks, my name is Sarah Coleman. I'm an attorney from Atlanta. This is my client, Melissa Foster. I don't care who your lawyer is. This is private property. You're trespassing. Sarah doesn't move. Actually, Mrs. Ricks, we need to discuss who this private property belongs to. Patricia's face hardens. This is Hendricks' land, family land, and you need to leave before I call the sheriff. Sarah reaches into her briefcase, pulls out a folder, holds it up. Before you make that call, you should read this. I don't need to read anything from... It's the Ellen Foster Trust, filed March 2019, your mother-in-law's trust. Patricia freezes, hand gripping the porch railing. I know about the trust. Ellen left the farm to Thomas to our family. No, Sarah says quietly. She didn't. Sarah walks forward, climbs the 3 steps onto the porch. Melissa follows. Patricia backs up but doesn't retreat inside. Sarah opens the folder, points to a specific clause. Quote, upon engagement or lawful marriage of Thomas Ricks to a woman bearing the surname Foster, said woman shall become the sole beneficiary and trustee. Unquote. Do you know what that means, Mrs. Hendricks? Patricia's face drains. That Ellen was confused when she wrote that. She was 92, examined by a physician, declared mentally competent. The trust is valid. Thomas didn't marry anyone named Foster. Patricia stops, looks at Melissa, mouth opens slightly. Foster, she whispers. That's right, Sarah says. Melissa Foster. Your son got engaged to her on May 15th, filed engagement documents May 17th. The trust activated that day. Patricia shakes her head. No, that's not... Thomas would have told me. Would he? Or did you make it clear Melissa wasn't welcome before he had the chance? Melissa steps forward, voice steady, stronger than she feels. You sent me a letter, Mrs. Ricks. Told me I didn't meet your family's expectations. Told me not to come to Georgia. Rejected me because of my color. Patricia's jaw tightens. I protected my family, our legacy. This isn't your legacy, Sarah says. She pulls out another document. Property deed recorded with Hartwell County. Owner, Ellen Foster Trust. Beneficiary, Melissa Foster as of May 17, 2024. She hands it to Patricia. Patricia's hands shake. She reads it. Face drains. This can't be legal. It's completely legal. My client owns this property, all 340 acres, house, barn, equipment, everything. Patricia drops the paper. It flutters to the porch floor. You can't just... You can't come here and we already did, Melissa interrupts. The front door opens. A man steps out. early 30s, tall, work clothes, Thomas. He sees Melissa and stops dead. Melissa, your grandmother left me the farm. Thomas knew, didn't he? He looks at his mother, then the ground. Grandma Ellen mentioned something before she died, about finding someone named Foster, about protecting the land. I thought she was being sentimental. You didn't think I'd actually come? Melissa's voice hard now. You blocked my number. Let your mother write that letter. Let her reject me because I'm black. I didn't know she was going to— Yes, you did, Patricia snaps. And you should have told me about this ridiculous clause. Warned me, this woman. Careful, Sarah interrupts. Whatever you say next, Mrs. Hricks. Remember, it could be used in court. Court? Patricia laughs bitterly. You think you can sue me off my own land? Your land? Sarah's smile is cold. Mrs. Hendricks, you haven't paid property taxes in 3 years. $1,300 in liens. Living here rent-free on property you don't own, that's squatting. Patricia's face goes red. I'm not a squatter. This is my home. Not according to Hartwell County records. Sarah pulls another document. Quit claim deed from 2021. You tried to transfer property into your name, used a quit claim with Ellen Foster's signature, but she died in 2019. Signature forged. Patricia's eyes widen. I don't know what you're talking about. Forensic document examiner analyzed it. Wrong pressure, wrong ink, fake. You committed fraud, Mrs. Hendricks. Felony fraud. Thomas stares. Mom, did you really? Patricia doesn't answer. She looks at Melissa, Sarah, documents scattered on her porch. Voice quiet, dangerous. Get off my property before I call Sheriff Wright and have you arrested for trespassing. Call him, Sarah says. I'd love to explain to local law enforcement how you reoccupying my client S property without permission. How you forged documents. How you racked up $18,000 in debt on land you never owned. Melissa holds up her phone. Photograph of Patricia's rejection letter. We cannot accept someone of your color. Civil rights violation, Mrs. Hendricks. We can add that to fraud. Patricia's hands shake. You can't. This is justice, Melissa says quietly. You told me I don't belong, but I do. Legally, rightfully. This land is mine. You have 30 days to vacate. Sarah hands Patricia an official notice to vacate. 30 days to remove herself and belongings. Court-ordered eviction if refused. Given fraud, court will side fast. Patricia's hands won't stop shaking. This is my home, she whispers. I've lived here 30 years as a resident, not owner, Sarah corrects. Ellen Foster owned it. Now Melissa Foster owns it. You never did. Melissa looks at Thomas. He won't meet her eyes. You could have told me, she says. Warned me about your mother. Stood up for me. But you didn't. Thomas finally looks up. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't change anything. Melissa turns to Patricia, who rejected her, tore her photograph, deemed her unworthy because she was black. You have 30 days, Mrs. Hricks. Start packing. Melissa walks off the porch. Sarah follows. They get in the car. Melissa looks in the side mirror. Patricia stands frozen on the porch, notice in hand. The woman who said Melissa didn't belong just realized she must leave. Patricia doesn't accept defeat quietly. Within an hour, she's on the phone. Sharp, panicked, angry. First call. Attorney Bill Mitchell, local lawyer for Hendricks Family Business 20 years. Bill, I need you at the house. Some woman from Chicago is claiming she owns my farm. She has a lawyer, documents. Bill arrives 40 minutes later. Patricia hands him trust document, notice to vacate, Sarah's card. He reads in silence. Face grows serious. Patricia, this trust is valid. Ellen was 92. Examined, declared competent. Clause specific. Woman bearing surname Foster. Your son got engaged to Melissa Foster. Trust activated, enforceable. Patricia slams her hand. Then fight it. This woman cannot take my home. Patricia, this was never your home. Legally, Ellen owned it. Trust owns it now. Melissa Foster is beneficiary. You were resident, not owner. Patricia's face red. Then what about quitclaim I filed 2021? Bill freezes. What quitclaim? After Ellen died, I found unsigned documents. Completed, filed with county. Land should be mine. Patricia, did you forge Ellen's signature? I did what I had to for my family's legacy. That's fraud. Felony fraud. Forensic examiner already analyzed. Sarah Coleman building a criminal case. You don't have clean hands. Patricia paces. Trust discriminates? Based on race? Melissa tricked Thomas? Engagement before she knew about trust? Timeline proves she had no knowledge until after rejection. Patricia sinks. Fear crosses her face. Bill closes briefcase. 3 options. Vacate in 30 days. Fight in court. Lose. Rack up fees. Negotiate for more time to relocate. Patricia shakes head. I won't negotiate with some black woman trying to steal my... Don't finish that sentence, Bill cuts. Say wrong thing. She adds discrimination lawsuit. Federal. Lose everything. Second call. Sheriff Dale Wright, cousin. Patricia explains. Sheriff reads documents. Civil property dispute. Above my jurisdiction. If she owns it, not trespassing. You might be. Conflict of interest. I can't get involved. Third call. Neighbors. Friends. Story spun in her favor. Woman from Chicago trying to steal farm. Thomas tricked. Legal loophole. Hartwell County 92% white. Word spreads. Some sympathize. Others cautious. Question arises. Why did Ellen Wright trust this way? That night, Patricia alone in farmhouse. Thomas stayed with friend. She walks through rooms she's known 30 years. Kitchen, living room, porch, her home. And now 30 days to leave. Words of apology stick in her throat. Pride, anger, humiliation. She won't apologize. Patricia calls Bill again. File challenge to trust. I don't care what it costs. I'm not leaving without a fight. Bill sighs. Patricia, you're going to lose. I'll lose in court with witnesses, judge hearing my side. But I won't surrender my home just because some black woman shows up with paperwork. She hangs up. Outside, Georgia night thick, humid, crickets, truck passes. Patricia stands by window, looking at 340 acres. Paperwork says otherwise. Sarah Coleman doesn't wait for her challenge. She goes on offense. Back in Atlanta, Sarah's office becomes a war room. Documents spread across 3 desks, laptop screens glowing with property records, county databases, financial filings. She's building a case, not just for eviction, but for prosecution. Melissa sits in Sarah's office watching her work. It's been 2 days since the confrontation at the farm. Tell me what you're finding, Melissa says. Sarah doesn't look up from her laptop. I'm finding Patricia Hendress is worse than we thought. She pulls up a document on screen. Tax records from Hartwell County. Property taxes on that farm are approximately $6,100 per year. Patricia hasn't paid them since 2021. 3 years, $18,300 in total liens. Can she do that? Melissa asks. No, but she did it anyway because she thought she owned the property. Thought she could ignore the bills, except she doesn't own it. The trust does, which means technically the debt belongs to whoever the beneficiary is. Me? Melissa asks. Yes, you, but we'll fight it. The debt was accumulated under fraudulent pretenses. Patricia falsely claimed ownership. We can argue you shouldn't be liable for debt incurred by someone who had no legal right to the property. Sarah pulls up another document. Here's where it gets worse. Bank statements. First National Bank of Hartwell County. Account in the name of Ellen Foster Trust. Statements from 2021, 2022, and 2023. Ellen left money in the trust. Not a fortune, but significant. $160,000. Intended to maintain the property, pay taxes, handle repairs. Melissa leans forward. Where's the money now? Gone. Patricia withdrew it. All of it. starting July 2021, 6 months after Ellen's death. Regular withdrawals, $10,000 here, $15,000 there, always just under reporting thresholds. Sarah scrolls through transactions. The final withdrawal, March 2023, account balance now $412. She stole it? Melissa asks. Not technically. She had signature authority on the account. Ellen gave it to her to pay bills, but she never had permission to drain the entire account. That's embezzlement, theft by conversion, felony. Melissa sits back. How much total? $159,588. The number hangs in the air. She stole $160,000 from a trust account, used it for personal expenses, never paid the property taxes, and tried to transfer ownership of the land into her name with a forged signature. Sarah closes the laptop. Melissa, this isn't just a property dispute anymore. This is criminal. Grand larceny, fraud, forgery. Real prison time if the DA prosecutes. Will they? Melissa asks. I'm meeting with the district attorney tomorrow. I'll present everything we have. If they don't prosecute, I'll file a formal complaint. Make noise. Patricia Hendricks is going down. Sarah opens another folder. And there's more. I've been talking to people in Hartwell County. Quietly. Off the record. What kind of people? People Patricia has crossed. Workers she hired and didn't pay. Tenants she evicted from rental properties. Black families who tried to buy land from her and were mysteriously rejected. Sarah pulls out a stack of statements, handwritten, signed. Ruby Patterson, 74, retired teacher, black. Worked for Hendricks family in 1980s, cleaning, cooking. Patricia fired her without cause after Ruby complained about unpaid wages. Another, James and Linda Crawford, black couple, tried to lease farmland in 2018. Patricia agreed, then backed out last minute. No explanation. Crawfords believe it was because of their race. Another, Marcus Webb, black farm equipment supplier. Patricia ordered $20,000 in equipment in 2019, never paid, threatened to sue if he came to collect. Sarah lays all statements on her desk. Patricia has a pattern, documented. This isn't just about you, Melissa. She's been doing this for years. Melissa picks up Ruby Patterson's statement, reads it. Ruby's handwriting shaky but clear. Mrs. Hicks called me a racial slur when I asked for my final paycheck. She told me people like me should be grateful for any work we can get. I never reported it because I needed the reference for my next job. Melissa's hands tighten on the paper. I want to meet her, Ruby Patterson, hear her story. I can arrange that, Sarah says. She pulls up one more document, the quitclaim deed from 2021. Ellen's forged signature. I sent this to Dr. Patricia Morrison, forensic document examiner, one of the best in the Southeast. Her report came back this morning. She hands Melissa a printed analysis. Technical language, comparison photos, signature overlays. The conclusion is clear. Signature attributed to Ellen Foster on the 2021 quitclaim deed is inconsistent with authenticated exemplars of Mrs. Foster's handwriting from 2019. Pressure variation, pen angle, stroke formation, all indicate a different author. Professional opinion, the signature is a forgery. Evidence, admissible in court, criminal court. Melissa sets the report down. What happens next? Tomorrow, I meet with the DA, present everything. Bank records, forged deed, tax evasion, witness statements. We go full force. Patricia Hendricks doesn't see this coming. Then I file a motion in civil court for immediate possession of the property. We're not waiting 30 days. We're going to court next week. And Patricia is going to have a very bad day. Sarah's phone buzzes. She checks it, reads a message. Her eyebrows rise. Speaking of Patricia, her attorney just filed a challenge to the trust, claims it's invalid due to undue influence and mental incompetence of the grantor. Can they win? Melissa asks. No. Ellen had a doctor's certification. The trust was filed months before she died. She was lucid. But Patricia is going to make us prove it. Drag this out, cost you money. I don't have money for a long legal battle. Melissa says. Sarah smiles. You don't need it. I'm taking this pro bono. When we win, Patricia pays all legal fees. Court order. And we will win, Melissa. I promise you that. Melissa looks at the pile of evidence, statements, bank records, forensic analysis. This isn't just about her anymore. This is about Ruby Patterson, called a slur and denied justice. About the Crawfords, blocked because of their skin. About every person Patricia has hurt and gotten away with it. When's the court date? June 25th, 7 days from now. Judge Raymond Shaw, fair, by the book, doesn't tolerate fraud. What do I need to do? Show up, tell your story, be honest, and let me handle the rest. Melissa nods. I'll be there. That night, Melissa calls her mother in Chicago, tells her everything. The trust, the confrontation, the theft, the court date. Her mother is quiet for a long moment. Baby, you be careful down there. That woman sounds dangerous. I have a good lawyer, Mama. I know, but lawyers can't protect you from everything. Promise me you'll watch your back. I promise. And Melissa? Yes, Mama. I'm proud of you. For standing up, for fighting. Your grandmother would be proud, too. Melissa's throat tightens. Thank you, Mama. She hangs up, sits in her Atlanta hotel room thinking about Ellen Foster, a white woman she never met, who somehow knew a woman named Foster would need protection, a safe place, justice. Ellen Foster trusted her, a stranger because of a name. Melissa won't let her down. At this point, Melissa had every reason to walk away. Take the easy path. Let Patricia keep the land. But some fights are bigger than property. They're about dignity. If you've ever had to stand up to someone who thought they were untouchable, drop a comment. Let's finish this together. 3 days before the court hearing, Thomas calls Melissa. She's surprised to see his name on her phone. She blocked his original number. This must be a different one. She almost doesn't answer. Then she does. Hello, Melissa. It's Thomas. Please don't hang up. Silence. I know I don't deserve to talk to you. I know I was a coward, but I need to say something. I need you to hear it. Melissa sits down on her hotel bed. I'm listening. Thomas's voice is rough, like he hasn't slept. My grandmother told me about the trust before she died. Not all of it, but enough. What did she tell you? She said she was leaving the farm to someone special, someone with her maiden name. She said if I ever met a woman named Foster, I should pay attention. It meant something. Did you know about the trust clause? The engagement trigger? Not exactly. I knew there was paperwork. I knew Grandma Ellen didn't trust my mother with the land, but I didn't read the full document until after you and Mom. Until after the confrontation. So you sent me the trust documents without knowing what was in them? I knew they were important. Grandma made me promise to send them to whoever I got serious with. She said it would make sense when the time came. I didn't understand until I saw you and Sarah walk up to the house. Melissa's voice is cold. You could have warned me about your mother. You knew what she was like. I know. You blocked my number. You let her write that letter. You stood there and said nothing while she rejected me because I'm black. I know. Then why are you calling now, Thomas? What do you want? He takes a shaky breath. I want to testify in court for you, against my mother. Melissa sits up straighter. What? I've been thinking about what Grandma Ellen wanted. Why she wrote the trust that way. She didn't trust my mother. She knew Mom would sell the land, turn it into subdivisions, destroy what our family built over generations. And she was right. After Grandma died, Mom tried to sell, contacted developers, had appraisals done. 340 acres in Hartwell County, worth millions to the right buyer. Mom wanted to cash out, take the money, move to Florida, but she couldn't. The trust prevented it. Exactly. So she forged the deed, tried to transfer ownership to herself, to sell. I found the developer proposals in her files. Sale was supposed to close in 2022. 2.3 million. Didn't go through. Why not? Melissa asks. Title search showed the property was in a trust. Buyer's attorney flagged it. Deal fell apart. Mom furious. That's when she started draining the trust bank account. You knew about all this? I suspected. Didn't have proof until I went through her paperwork after you left. Found everything. Bank statements, forged documents, letters from developers. She kept it all. Why didn't you tell anyone? Thomas's voice breaks. Because she's my mother. Because I was scared. Because I was a coward who chose comfort over doing the right thing. But I can't keep silent anymore. Grandma Ellen trusted me to protect her legacy. I failed. But maybe I can fix it. Maybe I can help you finish what she started. What exactly are you offering, Thomas? I'll testify in court. I'll tell Judge Shaw everything. The forged deed, stolen money, attempted sale, Mom's pattern of racism, all of it. I'll give Sarah copies of every document I found. Your mother will never forgive you. I know. But Grandma Ellen wouldn't forgive me if I stayed silent. Melissa is quiet for a long moment. Why should I trust you? You abandoned me. You let your mother humiliate me. You chose her side. You shouldn't trust me. I don't deserve it. But trust Grandma Ellen. She knew what she was doing. She left you that land for a reason. I'm going to honor her decision, even if it means losing my mother. Your mother might go to prison, Thomas. I know. But she stole from you. From Grandma's trust. From everyone who trusted her. She deserves to face consequences. Melissa thinks about Ruby Patterson, about the Crawfords, about every person Patricia hurt. Call Sarah Coleman, tell her what you told me, give her the documents. And Thomas. Yes. Don't ever contact me again after this. We're done. No reconciliation, no friendship, no second chances. You testify, you do the right thing, and then you stay out of my life. Understood. Understood. And Melissa? What? I'm sorry for all of it. You deserved better. She hangs up without another word. 20 minutes later, Sarah calls. Thomas Hendricks just sent me 47 pages of documents. Melissa, this is everything we need. The DA is going to prosecute. This is over. Patricia Hendricks has run out of places to hide. News spreads fast in Hartwell County. By June 23rd, everyone knows. Some version of it. The diner on Main Street becomes ground zero. Coffee refills stretch into debates. One side whispers, Patricia's being robbed by an outsider who seduced her son for property. The other side counters, the paperwork is legal. Ellen Foster wrote that trust for a reason. Of course, the woman is black. Of course, she's using lawyers. Counter whispers, Patricia ripped up her photograph, rejected her for her color. She deserved this. The local newspaper runs a story. Page 3, neutral, careful, just the facts. But the comment section explodes. This is what happens when outsiders think they can take what's ours. If the trust is legal, it's legal. Ellen Foster was a good woman. If she wrote it that way, she had reasons. Ruby Patterson reads the comments from her living room. 74 years old, taught school for 40 years. Picks up her phone, calls Sarah Coleman. Miss Coleman, I'd like to testify. What changed your mind, Ruby? I've been reading what people say about that young woman, how she's an outsider and doesn't belong. It reminded me of every time someone told me the same. I'm 74. I'm done being quiet. Ruby hangs up, thinking about 1985, working for Patricia, being fired, being called that word, staying silent because she needed the reference. 39 years of silence. Not anymore. At the farm, Patricia packs boxes. 2 days until the hearing. Her lawyer says she'll lose. She makes a list of people who owe her favors, people who will testify for her. The list is shorter than expected. In Atlanta, Melissa prepares with Sarah. They'll paint you as opportunistic, Sarah warns. They'll suggest you seduced Thomas for the property. But I didn't, I know. Email timestamps prove it. Phone records prove it. You didn't open the trust documents until after Patricia rejected you. Timeline's clear. What if the judge doesn't believe me? He will. Judge Shaw doesn't tolerate fraud, and Patricia's fraud is documented. You're going to win. That night, Melissa can't sleep. She thinks about Ellen Foster, about Thomas, about Patricia on a porch that was never hers. She thinks about her students in Chicago, about whether she'll return or stay. She thinks about justice, how slow it moves, how hard you fight for it. Tomorrow, she finds out if the fight was worth it. June 25th, Hartwell County Courthouse, 10 a.m. The courtroom is nearly full. Patricia sits with her attorney, Bill Mitchell. Navy dress, pearls, hair perfect. But her hands shake. Melissa sits with Sarah Coleman. Black dress, simple. The necklace Thomas gave her still on. A reminder. Judge Raymond Shaw enters. Silver hair, 30 years on the bench, Foster versus Hicks. Miss Coleman, proceed. Sarah presents the trust document, engagement papers, county records. The trust is clear, Your Honor. Upon engagement to a woman named Foster, that woman becomes sole beneficiary. My client engaged Thomas Hendricks on May 15th. The trust activated. Judge Shaw reviews everything. When was the trust created? March 2019, 5 months before Ellen Foster died. Was she competent? Yes. Physician certification included. Judge Shaw turns to Mitchell. Your response? We challenge validity on grounds of undue influence and ambiguous language. Ambiguous? How? The surname requirement is overly broad. That's a condition, Mr. Mitchell, not discrimination. Trusts can have conditions. Mitchell has nothing. Sarah calls Thomas Hendricks. He swears in. Won't look at his mother. Did your grandmother trust Patricia with the property? No. She said my mother would sell it immediately. Did your mother try to sell? Yes, I found developer proposals, $2.3 million. Did she forge documents? Yes, the quitclaim deed has a forged signature. Did she steal from the trust? Thomas shows bank statements, $159,000 withdrawn over 2 years. Judge Shaw leans forward. You're testifying against your mother? Yes, Your Honor, because she committed fraud. Patricia stands. Thomas, sit down, Mrs. Hendricks. Judge Shaw's voice is ice. Ruby Patterson testifies. Describes being fired. Called a slur. Decades of mistreatment. Sarah presents forensic analysis, bank records, forged signatures. Patricia takes the stand, denies everything. Sarah cross-examines. Why did you reject Melissa Foster? The engagement was inappropriate. Why? Thomas barely knew her. Sarah holds up the rejection letter. You wrote, "We cannot accept someone of your color." Your words. Patricia's jaw tightens. That's out of context. What context makes that acceptable? Silence. Judge Shaw speaks. I've heard enough. The trust is valid. Melissa Foster is the legal owner. Patricia Hendricks, you have 15 days to vacate. Not 30, 15. Furthermore, I'm referring this to the district attorney. Forgery, embezzlement, grand larceny. Mrs. Hicks retain a criminal attorney. He signs the order. We're adjourned. Patricia Hendricks lost everything in 15 minutes. If this moment feels satisfying, imagine how Melissa felt after being rejected for her color. After being told she didn't belong. Justice doesn't always come fast, but when it does, it's absolute. Drop a comment if you've ever seen karma work this perfectly. July 10th. 15 days later. A moving truck sits in the driveway. Patricia's belongings loaded into boxes. 30 years packed up. Patricia climbs into her car, drives away without looking back. Thomas left days ago. They're moving to Florida separately. Melissa stands on the porch, her porch now. Sarah stands beside her. How does it feel? Strange, like I won something I didn't ask for. Ellen asked for me. She just didn't know my name yet. Melissa looks at the 340 acres Ellen protected. Land Patricia tried to steal. Land now hers to protect. What will you do with it? Maybe lease it to farmers who care about the land. Maybe turn the house into something good, a place where all colors are welcome. She thinks about the rejection letter. We cannot accept someone of your color. Those words don't hurt anymore. Ellen would approve, Sarah says. I think so too. The Georgia sunset glows gold and pink. The same sunset Thomas showed her. The same land he promised. It's hers now. Not because of him, because of Ellen Foster. Because of justice. Melissa Foster stands on her porch, on her land, in her home. No one can tell her she doesn't belong. If this moved you, hit like and subscribe to Fate Tales. Comment below. Have you ever fought for what was rightfully yours? Share your story. Dignity isn't negotiable. Justice doesn't wait. Karma has perfect timing.